Ghosters, welcome back to our channel. I'm Mandy Spooks.
And I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Rudy.
And we are the Ghoul Mates. We keep the spirit of Halloween alive through tricks, treats, and spooky things. In case you couldn't tell already, right?
Ta-da!
Anyone notice anything new? That's right, Master of Ceremonies has been working very hard on putting together this spooktacular set. So, if you're dead over this new set, please hit the like button and leave a comment down below for Master, because that is why we call him Master of Ceremonies. Snaps for Rudy. Alright, so today we want to give a major thank you to our subscriber, fan, follower, friend, Michael, for suggesting this episode. It really meant a lot to us, honestly, to hear that you guys were kind of missing some of that podcast informative content that we used to do. So we're really excited to be doing that. We know so many of you have already seen the first 2 episodes of season 3, and we weren't really sure how we could incorporate what we do in the shadows into our content, or if we could even do it weekly. But we did think we could take the time for these first 2 episodes that were released last week to kind of give like our initial reactions and predictions for the season. And then hopefully at the end of the season, we can like kind of like talk about like, where did the season go? Were we right? Did we like how it ended? And so, yeah, so definitely spoiler alerts ahead. If you have not seen the first 2 episodes of the new season 3, then you're definitely going to want to hit pause now and come back, because we've got thoughts. Ready?
Let's do it.
So, initial thoughts, what overall, like, just what's the first thing that comes to mind as far as, like, how you're feeling about the season so far?
I'm unsure about it right now because there's not a lot of Laszlo in it. He's there, but he's not, something's wrong with him.
He's, like, not in it.
He's not
present.
He's not present
for the rest of the crew.
I think there's something happening, but I feel like episode 1 could have been condensed and it could have been part of episode 2, but after talking to you about episode 1, there's a lot to unpack. So I don't know yet. It's still early, but I love the show, so I have high hopes for it. So
you're feeling like there's not enough Laszlo. He's not present enough for your liking. So that leaves you feeling like you don't know how the rest of the show is going to really play out for you specifically. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen like promotional videos and stuff, and there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to seeing. And I think it's going to be a good season, but for right now it's just kind of, and the show usually takes a little bit to kind of pick up and get on track, and that's true about season 1 and 2. So, I think it's going to pick up.
That makes sense. A little bit of background, Rudy and I are like never on the same page when it comes to this show. Like literally you could watch a show with us and he'll laugh and I'll be like, that was not funny. And then another part, like, I will be laughing my ass off, and he'll be like, that wasn't funny.
That's true.
Like, one of the parts that happened was, I don't even know how to explain your humor, but for me, like, I don't really like it when someone's, like, purposely being funny, I guess. It has to be, like, accidental, like Colin being so dumb and, like, continuing to electrocute himself.
Oh, that was pretty funny. I laughed at that, too.
I didn't see you laugh, like, as hard as you do when it's, like, something Laszlo does.
Well, I don't know. I get like invested in characters a lot, and as a whole, he's like hilarious. I don't know. I can't explain your humor. My humor is regular humor. It's like if you go watch a comedy that's funny, you're gonna laugh. I have a regular comedic bone in my body. I can't explain like the kind of humor you like.
I know. I'm really weird. Like, I will be the first to admit, I think I'm the only person in the entire spooky community that's not fully invested in this show. Like, I love watching it because Rudy loves it. He does a lot for me. Like, I want to be a part of this for him too. And now you guys love it. And I'm loving season 3. You're going to hear my thoughts. But like,
it's true.
I don't understand why I don't necessarily like fangirl over this show the way a lot of people do. Like, it's just, I'm not a huge The Office fan either. Like, it's just not my personal taste. I don't know why.
We'll explore this a little bit more later. I need to figure out what's going on in here.
He's going to dissect, like, this makes her laugh, this does not. This is not an opportunity to experiment on me. Okay, so then getting into how we're so different, Rudy's feeling unsure, and for me, it was the first time I've been like instantly hooked with What We Do in the Shadows, like any episode, because the first one I was like really in love with how you see Guillermo's transformation.
Right.
He's definitely like a lot more empowered and confident, and he's like being his silly little self by like manipulating the vampires.
Right.
And like putting into their head what he wants them to think. Like,
yeah, because he's kind of like, if you watch the first 2 seasons, he's kind of grown into like, yeah, like you said, very confident. And I think he knows that he can kill the vampires now.
He can defend himself.
Yeah, he can defend himself. He's been messing with them a lot. Like, he's been very insubordinate. And he's been getting away with a lot of stuff. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of fell in love with these guys. And like, they're his friends and they're his family, even if they don't see him that way. And he wants to protect them, you know? And, you know, I think he knows that, like, he needs to be there because either they're going to die from just not being able to function in the world or he's going to kill them. So, yeah, his story arc is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that was cool. And of course, one of Jessica reached out to me and told me, like, Guillermo at the beginning is totally us. Yeah, because that's definitely what I would do with my free time too, is watch Gilmore Girls. Yeah, like if I could take a break from the world right now, I would definitely use the time to just like relax with a cozy blanket, a mug of soup, and tea.
In your what's the diner that? What's that guy's name? Dane? What's his name? Luke's Diner mug. Give him a Luke's Diner mug.
Yes. Wait, okay, let's rephrase that. Sorry, if you guys keep hearing jingling and Rudy getting upset, it's our dog. Let me rewind on my statement. It would be my Dragonfly Inn mug filled with soup and my Luke's Diner mug for coffee. We're digressing a lot. But, so yeah, that was definitely very relatable for me. So I just kind of like loved seeing this like new confident Guillermo that's like playing tricks on his vampires and stuff. And then the other thing that I really, really loved was this whole storyline of who's going to take the Master's Throne, Supreme Leader.
Right. Yeah, because I think that, so they killed like most of the leaders of the Staten Island, what is it called?
Vampiric Council.
The Vampiric Council. So it's like vacant. So, you know, they came to the vampires, our main characters were like, hey, you guys have to take over now as council. So now they're all fighting over the throne. Well, almost all of them.
Yeah. Laszlo clearly doesn't want it.
Laszlo doesn't want the throne.
Because Rudy has his theories that something's up with Laszlo.
Something is up with Laszlo.
Something's up with Laszlo.
Like,
well, aside from his obsession with his new library, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's part of it too, but he was just kind of like...
doesn't care about anything.
He doesn't really care about anything, and it's really odd, because he's just kind of like...
He's usually a hamon.
Yeah, because he's kind of like back there with Colin Robinson too. Like Colin Robinson kind of pops up from time to time.
But he's always by himself.
And like, but now Laszlo's by himself in his own world, like consumed with adult entertainment. Yeah. I can't really say what kind of entertainment because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube, but it's of the adult variety.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I get your concerns. So yeah, I'm like personally really loving this whole Supreme Leader debacle.
Yeah.
Because I've kind of mentioned, like, I haven't really been huge on, like, I've just never really fallen in love with any of the characters, honestly. Like, I, oddly enough, love Colin Robinson because he's so relatable and, like, I just love his storyline, but I have never developed this, like, super close attachment to Nadja. And now in this episode, like, within 1 second of the episode, I instantly fell in love in episode 2. Was it in 2?
Yeah, it was episode 2, I believe.
In episode 2, where Nandor and Nadja decide to share the throne and lead together, they end up going to see the younger vampires that decided to form their own council. And Nandor is just like, I'm going to be strategic and diplomatic about this. And she's like, no, we got to lay down the law and show them we mean business. And so, like, and she's like, sure, we'll do the diplomatic way. And she, like, lets Nandor go in thinking, like, that she's going to, like, do whatever he says. And he's telling them, like, okay, we're going to reconvene. And within 1 second, she rips the heart out of the younger vampire leader. And she's like, fees are due next Tuesday. heart drop.
Yeah, it's a very Bush-Cheney relationship. Because Bush is kind of like chilling while Cheney's going all crazy and like doing all this crazy stuff. But yeah, I think that they're both kind of making each other think that they're going to share. But they both have ulterior motives on like how they're going to like take over. But, you know, I think Nandor has always kind of been the leader. And he's always kind of like killed a bunch of people like over the years because he was Nandor the Conqueror. And he even like killed people from Nadia's village. So I think he's just done just doing it the bloody way. But Nadia has never really had to do that. Yeah. Or she's never really done that. So I think she's like, this is my opportunity to like be a badass. And she's gonna make the most of that like chance.
Yeah. And okay, and speaking on that, like let's rewind a little bit. Like the reason I'm like so in love with Nadia, like within these 2 episodes, is because like when she finds out that she's gonna be part of the Vampiric Council, like she is so excited about the fact that she's gonna have a 9-to-5 job. And like if you think about it, like she grew up in a time when like women were not empowered, did not have any rights or anything at all. Right. And so like for her to like acknowledge like in 2021 that like she's being given an opportunity to like work her 9-to-5 and do something with her time, she's just like so proud of it. And it's like so inspiring and like what a great example to set to like want to like do something with your time and create change. And so I just think it's awesome to see that like she's taking it serious and she wants to like prove herself. And that's my vote for Nadia. Hashtag vote for Nadia as Supreme Leader. Because it's always kind of been her and Laszlo for the first 2 seasons. Like they were a pair and everything revolved around like their relationship with their storyline. But now she's kind of separating and doing her own thing. I kind of see that in our own relationship. Like when we first met, I was very like, oh, I want to do X, Y, and Z and had all these dreams. And then we got together and now you have all these huge dreams. And I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with supporting that and like letting you become this bright star that you are. So I could see like the parallels between Nadia and you and me and Laszlo. And Laszlo's just kind of like, whatever. You're not in your adult library though, right?
I'm not in my adult library doing adult things.
He's here creating spooky things.
But yeah, I do like what's happening with Nadia. I think she's going to be a great character for just for women and just the spooky community in general. Because I know the spooky community is full of a lot of like young women that are like kind of coming up just like you. So it's really cool seeing that. Yeah,
I'm like super excited about it. And like I'm gonna like take it all the way back. So my brain is currently like warped with like what's going on now and what happened 2 seasons ago, because we're also like rewatching older ones because Rudy can't get enough of it. And so like I also recently saw the part where she's like at the county fair or whatever with
at the carnival
with Jeffrey or Joffrey.
Jisk,
yes.
Oh, what? No, I think his name is, what's his name?
His name's Jeff now.
It's Jeff Suckler, but in the past it was
Joff.
No, it was what was his name? Hold on. Gregor.
Oh, Gregor. I was like, I know something. Yes, Gregor. So this is why I didn't originally like Nadia, to be honest, because she's like having her own little side relationship from Laszlo, which apparently is like a recurring thing in their relationship.
Well, I think that they both have an open relationship. Yeah. I think Laszlo actually gets a handy from Nandor.
Oh, yes, yeah. So this whole show is crazy.
It's just this, like, sexuality in general with vampires especially is different because they've been around for like thousands of years. Like, you got to do other things. Like, you're going to eventually have to explore outside of that. I'm pretty sure they're like expert at other things too. Like, Laszlo's an expert at like cutting bushes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So they've learned. You gotta explore outside of that. So I think that's why. And Laszlo knows about Gregor because he's been cutting Gregor's head off for ages already.
Every lifetime.
Every time he gets reincarnated.
Sorry, I heard something spooky. Yeah, no, I get that. I just personally have a hard time. Like, I don't know. It just makes me sad when I see that. Well,
we're seeing it through a human lens.
We're not vampires. We don't understand
yet.
But what I was trying to... Oh, okay. We're sidetracking so much. This is like the podcast all over again. Okay, Naja. So that scene, though, where they're at the carnival or whatever, and those jerks are like, goth is whack, or what do they say? I don't know, but these jerks pass by her, and they, like, make fun of the way she's dressed. And she's like, don't kill them. She just assumes that, like, Jeff or Jesk or Gregor, whatever his name is gonna, like, fight to defend her because those guys, like, were making fun of how she was dressed. But it was just, like, a perfect, like, little Easter egg on, like, how the spooky community is treated. Like, I always circle back to, like, how I want to change the perception of our spooky community. Right. So that's just something, but there's always little droplets for Naja that kind of, like, show and represent our community. But now more than ever, I'm, like, really excited to see them, like, take it to the next level and show her, like... Yeah, because she's kind of low-key in control of a lot of the stuff that's around her. And you don't really see that because, you know, Nandor's so over the top. Guillermo, you feel bad for him. Did I say Nandor or Laszlo? Nandor. Laszlo is over the top. Nandor and Guillermo, they have their thing. Colin Robinson is whatever. Yeah. But, like, they kind of don't function well. Yeah. On their own. And Nadia kind of just, like, she's there, but she's also in control of a lot of things. Like, I think Nandor has a hard time hypnotizing somebody, but Nadia can do it like that. Yeah. So, and then she has, like, the power to, like, make Gregor remember everything in his past life. So, like, her and Colin Robinson have, like, the most power. I agree. But, you know, like, you know, I think maybe Nadia has an edge because she's, like, a traditional vampire and she can, like, actually kill people. And I don't think Colin Robinson is like that. Yeah. No, definitely. I agree. So, yeah, that's kind of why I'm, like, really digging this season so far, because you're getting an opportunity to, like, see Nadia, like, totally be completely and unapologetically empowered. Nadia Unchained? And, yes. And then you're seeing it with Guillermo, too. So, I mean, I'm always going to be someone who, like, resonates with characters who, like, break the mold and, like, are empowered and have to, like, overcome obstacles. And so, of course, I resonate with that. But I do want to talk about kind of, like, who you think is going to end up taking the throne. I think you might have mentioned that you think it's going to be Laszlo. I think Laszlo might take it only because he's a reluctant participant in wanting to be, you know, the supreme leader. Only because Nadia and Nandor, you know, they're both power hungry. And sometimes that's not, like, the best when you want to be a leader. And I think Laszlo, he's very charismatic and he can pretty much talk his way in and out of situations. Yeah. Or run away from them and start a whole life in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Because it sounds like Transylvania. And we all know that's cool. Sure. So I think he might be the one to, like, take over. Because I think he's more level-headed at this point right now. And everybody's just kind of crazy. Yeah, that makes sense. I have a crazy theory that because of this trend we're seeing with, like, them needing Guillermo to function, I have this, like, insane idea that by the end of the series, you're gonna find out that, like, he's the one who needs to take the throne in order to protect, like, all of the vampires. Yeah, that's true. That's gonna be crazy, though, because he's a Van Helsing. I know. Is that even possible? I don't know. What would happen? I think so. I mean... Van Helsing is they're not godly or anything. They're humans. They're just like a bloodline of you know, vampire killers. So I can see him becoming a vampire. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. That's my thoughts. Okay. And then, like, final little crazy thing to come out of these episodes was, do we think that Guillermo is in love with Nandor? Yeah, I think that Guillermo is definitely in love with Nandor. That was crazy! In the part where he's, like, wearing the cloak of duplication to get the date for Nandor, and he's, like, talking about their relationship, and the girl's like, you need to tell him how you feel, and he's like, I gotta go. Yeah, he kind of realizes it, and that's why he kind of runs off, I think. Yeah. But I think he's always been in love with Nandor, even from, like, the beginning. Like, he's always had, like, this crush on Antonio Banderas's character. True. I think it's a crush, but he says he
he liked him, but I think it was a crush.
Because he was the first Latino vampire. I loved that storyline.
So I think that he's always had like this love for Nandor. And also Nandor is kind of looking for love himself too, which I hope they explore that.
That's what I'm thinking too, because like you're talking here about like how sexuality is a little more fluid with vampires, so it makes me wonder like maybe Nandor okay, I'm gonna get like real deep here. Like, what if the reason Nandor does not want to change Guillermo is because he loves him so much, the way Edward Cullen loves Bella, and he doesn't want to condone him to eternity?
Why'd you have to ruin this video with Twilight?
Hey, I bet some girls watching this are like, oh, that's so true. But think about it. If Nandor secretly loves Guillermo back, then maybe he doesn't want him to have that life. And that's the real reason he hasn't turned him in over 10 years.
Yeah, I could see that. I think that he doesn't want him to, like, suffer an eternity with him. But, I mean, like, if he loves him, wouldn't he want to be with him for an eternity? But then he also sees Nadia and Laszlo. Maybe he doesn't want that either. But
then he kind of says that in the episode. He tells her, like, you don't understand because you've always had Laszlo and I've had no one. So I don't know. I feel like something brewing. Like, what if this is all culminating to Nandor and Guillermo's relationship? I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
I wasn't expecting it. So yeah.
Well, I want Nandor to find somebody because I like him. He's just a killer teddy bear. And he's just kind of like how Nadia describes him. He's just a big old turkey trying to like control everybody. So, I feel for him and I want him to find somebody. And I kind of want, Guillermo to have closure at some point. Yes. Because he's either going to like leave or become a vampire. I don't think he would stay there forever.
Right.
And he wouldn't be able to because he'll get old and die. So, and he sees that too. He sees other familiars and like they're super old and they're all waiting to be turned into vampires. But what kind of life is that if you're super old and you're like turned into a vampire? You're going to be old.
That's true.
For the rest of your life or for eternity. Or even worse, you'll be that baby that Laszlo turned into a vampire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that there might be a love affair brewing in that.
Somehow, yeah. Maybe. If not, love is coming for both of them, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
With each other, but yeah. All right, so that was a lot to unpack, and we probably only blah, blah, blah. All right, so that was a lot to unpack, and we probably only scratched the surface of everything you guys are thinking with this first 2 episodes. Let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts were, if you were happy with the episode or not, and what you're kind of looking forward to this season, and whether or not you like this series. If you want to keep hearing us nerd out about movies, TV shows, let us know in the comments down below. Like, we love this kind of stuff.
Right.
If you guys are happy with us jumping in front of this spooky set and talking about nerdy, spooky, pop culture, horror, all of it, let us know because we love it. But this is not all we have brewing this season. We have some really spooky, cool stuff we've been working on for months, and you're not going to want to miss it. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because you never know when that stuff is going to hit or scare you this Halloween season. But if you guys want to keep the fun going in the meantime, you can check out this video right here. Or if you want to get into a little spookier vibe, you can check out this video right here. Until next time, we're sending you ghouls and kisses. Bye.